Hey, what's up everyone? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. Today we're going to take another crack at Dominaria Remastered with a draft booster box opening. Suffice to say, I'm a fan of this set. I've drafted it a few times. Really enjoy the draft limited experience. Really enjoy the selection of the cards in the set. There's tons of stuff in here that I actually don't really have any copies or many copies, if any copies, in my personal collection. So a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to opening and adding to my own collection and decks as well. With that being said, why don't we go ahead and jump on in and crack some packs. So it's still really early on. We're not going to talk pricing. I am going to be waiting at least a couple of weeks before, after post-release to see where the pricing settles. We do know that, singles have, a lot of the singles for the cards in this set have seen taken a hit in value. I think that's to be expected with any reprint. I'll be curious to see how the market absorbs the product. I think the draft and collector boxes are flying off the shelf. That's why I think the singles are decreasing probably a little bit more rapidly than people expected, because so much of the product is being opened, and that's a good thing. That tells me a lot about this product. I mean, this is a heck of a start to 2023. All right, so we're going to get right into here. And let's see here. We've got an Illusion Reality as our first uncommon. We've got Thran Golem up next. Fire Blast, really nice reprint of an uncommon. And our first rare mythic is going to be a Borderless Oversold Cemetery. Very nice. Again, another card I own 0 copies of, and now I own 1 copy. Really good way to start off. Like that a lot. Duress behind that. Our land and our token beyond that. What are we doing here? I don't know. I think there we go. Yeah, we'll roll with that. Sure. Yeah, you know what? As far as like the cards in the set, I owned like no Force of Wills. I had like none of the tutors, so I was super jazzed about this set just because it's an opportunity for me to add stuff to my collection that I don't, really didn't have anything of. Mystic Enforcer, Quicksilver Dagger, Dromar's Cavern. Rare is going to be Triskelion. Okay. Not bad. Gerard's Verdict in that retro frame. Kind of cool. Nice uncommon. And a Chain Lightning foil behind that. That's actually really nice. Cool. Pretty good pack too. Promise we're going to actually decide what we want to do here. There we go. Sure, we'll put foils over here somewhere. That seems fine. Okay. Right on. The draft experience, for me, limited is my favorite format. I love drafting. Sealed is cool too. Drafting is my most favorite thing. And oh, nice High Tide, by the way. Good inclusion at uncommon. Battle Screech, Treva's Ruins, and rare behind that is the Bee Queen. All right, and a nice Wild Growth as far as a retro frame behind that. And then I got our Plains and a Squirrel token. So I've really enjoyed drafting it. There's a lot of really cool, I would say, archetypes to kind of build around, but there's enough diversity that you don't necessarily have to follow the archetypes in order to be successful. Man, just having things like Frantic Search, Chain Lightning, and Counterspell at the common level tells you a lot, right? Factor Fiction as far as what you can do in this format. All right, Factor Fiction, Deadwood Tree Folk. We've got Pain and Suffering. And next rare is going to be Solkanar the Swamp King. All right. And a nice little Mindstone retro frame behind that. All right, there we go. I am personally hoping, I haven't pulled, I need some Entombs. I would love an Entomb. I would like an Enlightened Tutor because I don't actually have any copies of those. So it's kind of where I'm at. All right, here we go. Dodecapod. Sure. Fire and Ice, Crop Rotation, really good uncommon. And nice Retro Frank Gamble. That's actually that's a pretty nice hit actually. Pretty good. Gamble coming through with a nice little gamble there. We got Phyrexian Rager behind that, and wow, that's cool. We got ourselves a shiny retro frame White Mane Lion. That's actually really nice. Pretty good. I don't know. I'm still gonna put it. Oh, here we go. Just not paying attention. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, Force of Will is the big chase card, right? Obviously, that's a headliner for any set. But the fact that this card has the entire tutor cycle, plus Gamble, if you want to count that as one of the tutors, I kind of would. I kind of do. You know, yeah, there's some other stuff in here. There's some stuff in here that is, you know, Oversold Cemetery, I think, is a really good example of another card. Flesh Reaver, Spectral Links, and Borderless Time Stretch. Let's go. Foil, not foil, sorry. Borderless non-foil Time Stretch. Nice mythic, though. Really, really impressive there. That's excellent. Yeah. Another card I own 0 copies of and now own 1 copies of. Sarah Angel in the retro frame. Nice uncommon there as far as retro frame. And got our throwback island. That's a heck of a mythic. So we got a retro frame Gamble, a retro frame Time Stretch, and a borderless, or not retro frame Time Stretch, borderless Time Stretch. There we go. I can say words. And a borderless Oversold Cemetery. Those are some pretty good inclusions so far. All right, Floodgate, Flame Tongue Kavu, Improvised Armor. Next rare is going to be Sabine's Reclamation. And then we've got a nice little retro frame Frantic Search. Pretty cool. We got our nice Forest and a Merit Lage token. I actually forgot Dark Depths is in this set too. Well, that would be interesting. Would indeed be interesting. Okay. So next up, we've got our Spite and Malice. We've got Dedapult. Also a cycling as an archetype plus zombies. Pretty good, right? Order and Chaos. Mythic is a Hunting Grounds. All right. It's kind of a swing and miss mythic, not going to lie. But it's a mythic nonetheless. Pretty good. And a retro frame Street Wraith, which we'll take, again, at the common level. Dragon Engine beyond that is a nice foil. And unless you're opening collector booster boxes, you know, foils are not super common. You're only getting, you know, a few of those per box. On average, there's about one to two foil rares. There's a few borderless. I think you're averaging about 3 borderless. It seems to be about 2 to 3 borderless rares or mythics per box, but the actual pack foils are a little bit seemingly less common. Milliken as our first uncommon. We've got Call of the Herd. I love this card. That's just a good utility card. Good value. Circular Logic and Body Snatcher in the retro frame. All right, not a bad little rare. And then a Wild Growth behind that. And got our island and our token. Put that there. There we go. Okay. So Time Stretch is, you know, that's a card I own 0 copies of, and I'm happy to now have a copy of that finally for my own collection as well. The other, you know, there's obviously some juicy stuff in here. You know, the Vampiric Tutor. We talked about the tutors already. We've got Rada, Heir to Keld. Gerard's Verdict. Rare is a Grim Lavamancer. Okay. You know, what's funny is this used to be a really played card. I think that was a Goblin War Marshal behind that as a a retro frame. Crop Rotation, nice uncommon foil. Yeah, Grim Lavamancer. That used to be a like a tournament playable card that was you were putting in your deck at one point in time. I think that this, I think Dominaria Remastered does a really good job of capturing like the Dominaria spirit, Damping Sphere. It's funny because it really does feel like old school Magic where you've got like really bad creature quality, but really good spells. Faceless Butcher. Rare is an Overmaster. And hey, there we go. Retro Frame High Tide. That's pretty decent. I'm happy with that. Retro Frame High Tide. Not bad. All right, this is the last pack of the first column. And kind of a hot start. Cooled off a little bit. But a Borderless Oversold Cemetery and a Borderless Time Stretch plus a Retro Frame Gamble. We're not doing all that bad. Yeah, I think this set does a really good job of kind of capturing the old school Magic feel, which I really love. Sawtooth Loon. We've got Undead Gladiator. Rare is going to be a Gemstone Mine. That's actually a pretty decent rare. I will definitely take that. And a Seer behind that, followed by our land. All right, pretty good end to the first third of the box. We'll do that. There we go. All right, now we have like established piles and stuff. Cool. There we go. Horseshoe Crab, Momentary Blink, Wild Growth, Grape Shot. Like, you can see that in drafting, you've got some options. All right, Turnabout, Icy Manipulator, Night and Day. Rare is going to be a Saproling Symbiosis. Nice reprint there. And a White Mane Lion in the retro frame. Cool. Oh, hey, there we go. Isolated Chapel. So the check lands, you know, I'm medium on. They're fine. They're not like, you know, of course, fetches or shock lands, but they're still playable lands. And this is a retro frame foil, which is actually a really nice inclusion. So that's not bad. I will definitely take that. We'll put that right there. Sure. Along with our Gemstone Mine. That's a nice foil rare. Not disappointed with that. Some other cards that I'm looking to load up on, like, you know, sadly I have like almost no copies of Birds of Paradise. So when I saw that this was included, I was immediately a big fan of that. Dark Withering, Rith's Grove, Obnomancer, and rare or mythic is going to be a, oh wow, retro frame Exploration. We're doing quite well in that retro frame category, are we not? All right, Exploration, that is a really nice inclusion as well. Really strong rare. Sunclass behind that. And there's our Plains and a cat token. It's so funny because this feels, I mean, this is essentially a Masters product, right? Like, we had double Masters. This has that feel of a Masters product. It's kind of technically in the namesake as well, with it being Dominaria Remastered. And I think it hits a lot of high notes. And one of the things I think is really appealing about this product is the price point is not insane. Mishra's Factories, hey, Nut Collector. I don't know that anybody's chasing this mythic super hard, but it's a fun inclusion. I like it. It's not a bad mythic. Won't be like, I don't think it'll be super valuable when the dust settles, but you know what? I'll take it. A Renewed Faith behind that. Got our Plains. That is our retro frame. Okay, so that is our third mythic. Yeah, and you know, the price point on these draft boxes is pretty affordable. You know, 180, it puts it kind of right around a little bit below like Modern Horizons 2. You know, I know that's not like super cheap, but as far as in comparison to say like a Double Masters or a Double Masters 2022, much more affordable. Spiritmonger, good uncommon. And a Decimate behind that. That is a retro frame Decimate. And we've got a Lemure behind that, followed by our Forest and Token. The price point is affordable for what I think can be obtained. Having a Force of Will type and Vampiric Tutors and Worldly Tutors and Mystical and Enlightened Tutors in boxes that can be obtained for under 200, I think that's actually tremendous value. So yes, Confiscate, Invigorating Boon. We've got Stand and Deliver, and beyond that we've got Phantom Nishoba, cool, nice inclusion. Goblin Matron in that retro frame, at common level no less. Swords to Plowshares, that is a really good foil uncommon. I'll take that. Not bad at all. Swords to Plowshares, like they just always have those, and I feel like Path to Exiles are just forever Commander playable, right? They're just forever Commander playable. They're there, and so I feel like they're always going to have some residual value as being a couple, you know, $2 to $3. All right, Thieving Magpie, a really good example. 4 for a 1/3 flyer, but if it hits you, draw a card. That was a powerful card back in the day. Chainer's Edict, also a powerful card back in the day. Tatiova, Rare is going to be Opposition, a really good limited card if you build around it. Quite annoying to try and get past. And Nature's Lore, actually retro frame Nature's Lore is a really nice hit right there as well. Nature's Lore, again, just a good example of a commander playable card. They're ramping, get them. All right, empty the Warrens, sure. All right, here we go, into our uncommons. So Lightning Rift, really also quite good in limited environment. Nature's Lore. Dread Return, also a really good card. Mythic is Urza. Nice. I know some people are kind of given this set grief because Urza now has been reprinted a couple of different times since Modern Horizons, but I think it's a positive inclusion. Empty the Warrens as a retro frame, Smoldering Crater after that, and you know, when people pull them, people are not unhappy with it. So yeah, it's tinkered with the price of the card, right? Urza was a really expensive card at one point, and we'll see where the price settles on this one, but I think it's okay to make that card affordable. And yes, it's seen a few reprints now, but again, no one feels bad when they're pulling that card because they know it's a really playable, powerful card. Tormod's Crypt, Ship's Caretaker, and a Clifftop Retreat. Okay, cool. This is it's a retro frame Clifftop Retreat. I feel like I wasn't quite sure what to expect as far as how many like lands per box you're going to get. So the fact that we have one retro frame and then a retro frame foil feels like we're probably above average. And again, I know check lands aren't like moving the needle big time for people, but I think they're a fair inclusion. Would we have all liked to have seen, shock lands or something like that? Of course we would have. But check lands are much better than scry lands. Decimate again. Please no more decimates. We're good on the decimates. Wild dogs in that retro frame. And then our swamp and insect token. We've got a couple of 3-packs left in this middle column. I would say as far as our mythics are concerned, 2 hits. Definitely Borderless, Time Stretch, and Urza are a solid place to be. And then 2 misses on the Nut Collector and the Hunting Grounds. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have some use, and I just need to think about where to slot those in as far as decks are concerned. All right, we've got Phyrexian Skuta, another Swords to Plowshares, Squirrel Nest, and an yes! Entomb, a heck of a reprint. I owned no copies, and I had decks that I needed them for, and one more card I am not upset about pulling. That was formerly like a $35 card. Oh, and a foil Wrath of God. Neat. Formerly like a $35 card, so happy to have been able to pull that, and then a nice foil Wrath of God. Look at the foiling on that. That looks beautiful. That's just beautiful. That's what that is. That's really, really nice. We'll put the foil Wrath right there. Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that. And again, Entomb was like ranging between $30 and $35, and I just forever couldn't bring myself to pay for it. And yeah, so call me excited to pull 1 or more copies of those. All right, we've got Elvish Spirit Guide, also a really strong inclusion, really nice inclusion from the uncommon level. Griffin Guide, very limited playable. Necro Savant, and a Forgotten Ancient after that. Nice little rare. Damping Sphere, good retro frame, uncommon. Got our island, and a Squirrel Token. All right, last pack of this middle column. This feels like a decent box. Not a home run box so far, but we still got a way to go. It definitely feels, it doesn't feel, it's far from a dumpster fire. So I still think we're trying to figure out what a good box versus what a bad box is. We got Wax and Wane, Congregate. Hey, there you go. Nice. Borderless High Tide. Woo, that's nice. Actually, I'll take that. Take that all day. And an Umbiculous. I don't even know what that card is. I'm going to have to read this card. Like, there's literally a magic card. I was like, is that in the set? I have no idea. Phyrexian Ghoul. Umbiculous. I'm going to have to read that later. Feel like I'm just seeing that card for the first time. Super weird. All right, we're on the last column now. Here we go. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I don't know that we're crushing it, but I definitely don't feel like we're getting crushed. All right, Juggernaut. That's a solid magic card, right? Thran, Golem, High Tide again. Battle Screech. Rare is going to be a Shivan Dragon. That is a original beater. Invigorating Boon in that retro frame. Turnabout as a foil uncommon. And our land token. That's like the, it just feels like the original creature that ends the game right there. You drop a Shivan Dragon, and if you don't have an answer right away, it just fails. It felt like you just lost. Quicksilver Dagger, Fact or Fiction, Pain and Suffering, Pashalik Mons, nice terror in that retro frame, looks good. Island and Gobbo. Hopefully at least 1 or 2 more mythics. I guess I'm not really sure what to expect as far as a mythic count from these boxes yet. Still kind of figuring that out. But I would say that normally like Time Stretch wouldn't count towards that slot. So I'm kind of hoping that there's at least one, maybe 2 more mythics in this box. Floodgate. Flame Tongue Kavu. Rare. Oh, Borderless Arborea. That's nice. Yeah, that's a cool inclusion, and that's a like a Legends reprint. I don't know if it has any other reprinting since then. Might be the first time we've seen that card since Legends. That's a cool inclusion and a really nice pull. All right, cool. All right. I've been opening like a lot of Jumpstart lately, and then of course some collector packs. So these packs being so easy to open is such a nice feeling. Even Shapeshifter, Deadwood Tree Folk. We've got Order and Chaos, Mystical, Tutor in the retro frame. Yeah! That's a nice hit right there. Very cool. We'll take that. Retro frame Mystic Tutor. Let's go. All right, Werebear. Avarax in that foiling, and a good old Forest. Solid hit. Solid hit. And again, I owned no copies of any of those tutors, so this is like all gravy for me. My personal collection was clamoring for this set because when I saw all the cards in it, I was like, this is awesome because I basically have none of those cards. Crop Rotation, Dodecapod, Fire and Ice. Rare is going to be another Arborea. Sure, why not? We'll take the Arborea. Cool. And a Gem Palm Incinerator as a retro frame. Uncommon beyond that. Not bad. All right, still hopefully holding out hope for another mythic or so. Got 6 packs left, maybe 7, so very doable. All right, here we go. Spectral Links, Splice, and Malice. We've got Dedapult, and a rare of Urza's Blueprints. Okay. Nice retro frame counterspell as a common at the common level. Pretty good. I feel like even if this box ended right now, it definitely wouldn't be a dumpster fire, and it would still be a medium box. So almost feel like we're in the plus territory. All right, Circular Logic, Call of the Herd. Still love that card. Divine Sacrament, this time in the retro frame. Cool. And an Urborg Uprising behind that. Plus our land and our token. All right. Maybe it's like, yeah, maybe this could be one of those, like, maybe it's only like, on average about 4 mythics per box. Curiouser and Curiouser. Okay, here we go. We've got Rada, Heir to Keld, Flesh Reaver, Voice of All. Rare is going to be another bee lady. Whoa, what's that? Undead Gladiator. Cool. And a, oh, Peregrine Drake. Actually, a solid uncommon as a retro frame foil. Really solid common as a retro frame foil. Cool. All right, we got 4 packs left. Show me something spicy. All right, we've got ourselves a Milligan. We've got a Nantuko Monastery. Rada, Heir to Keld, this time in that Borderless treatment. It's kind of a nice inclusion. Rare is going to be a Crawl Space. You know what? I like Crawl Space. I'll put that up top. That's, I feel like, very classic as well. Probably worth a few bucks. We've got Spirit Link. Nice. And our island. I love the retro frame Borderless basic lands too. Just a really solid inclusion, and the foil versions of those look amazing as well. All right, 3 packs left. All right, here we go. We've got Gerard's Verdict. We've got Wall O Junk. We've got Sawtooth Loon, and a rare is going to be Nantuko Shade. That would have been a heck of a pull at one point because that was a pretty dominant Magic card at one point. Tatiova in the retro frame, nice, and a common foil Cloud Fairies. All right, 2 packs left. We're still sitting on, I want to say, only 3 mythics that were non-borderless. Feel like there might be one more pull in here. We'll see. Here, got Acre Slick. All right, we've got Damping Sphere. Nice uncommon. Faceless Butcher. We've got Life and Death. Cool. World Gorge Dragon. All right, so we did have another mythic in here, and I was also waiting for us to see a retro frame. So probably not going to be huge, like shake out. It's probably not going to make a huge monetary hit, but it is a World Gorge Dragon. I'll take that. Empty the Warrants behind that, and our land and token. All right, so we did end up with a overall 5th mythic. So we had 3 regular frame mythics, we had 1 borderless, and we had a retro frame. Last pack. All right, we've got ourselves an Undead Gladiator. We've got the Gamekeeper, Sarah Angel, and we're going to end with a, there we go, Enlightened Tutor. That's a way to end the box. Solid pull to end the box. Enlightened Tutor. Very nice. Juggernaut in the retro frame. Mountain and a token. That is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you do me a favor, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, drop me some comments. Appreciate each and every one of you, and be well, everybody.